And this is how we welcome you to Artistic Spot, a show of our art, talent, and entrepreneurship, where you are also the artist. In Artistic Spot, we're actors of our movies, singers of our musicals, and writers of our books. Today, we have a very special guest, and we are celebrating episode 97. My name is Jose Rodriguez Marmol, and I'm your host. And we welcome Denisse Berlingeri, artist, sculptor de la Isla del Encanto, Puerto Rico. Welcome to Artistic Spot.
Thank you so much, Jose, to inviting me.
Thank you very much for joining us in our story and for being part of Artistic Spot. We are recording this episode from your studio in Favo. Denisse, you are a sculptor, an artist, a fashion designer, but I want you to tell our audience your story.
Okay, I study fashion design. I have my own brand, Denisse Berlingeri Couture. I work in that for 13 years. When we moved to Orlando, I realized that I didn't have a clientele here. So what was for that period of time my hobby, that was stained glass and other type of painting and stuff like this. I transformed this in my life, in my work. So I moved here in 2003, and because my husband came to have an offer, a business offer, and I stayed in Puerto Rico running my business a little bit more, like 6 months, while our house was built, and I was going back and forth from Puerto Rico to Orlando. And as soon as I moved here, I took a class of ceramic sculpture, because as I make stained glass, I used to save the pieces, the little pieces of glass, and I always said I will use those for make mosaic. So one day I started doing mosaic, and I said I want to make my own pieces, not just buy a piece or just cover a piece with glass. So that was the beginning of me in the sculpture.
So you went to sculpture, but you also have beautiful paintings, and most of them are abstract. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about the backstory of those paintings, of those sculptures that you make, and you also make jewelry? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Also. Well, as a fashion designer and as an artist and as a creative person, I am always experimenting different things. I since I was a little girl, I started doing. I went to my grandfather's farm and grabbed some mud clay and make little turtles, animals, and I make my own dolls, paper dolls. My Barbies I make in crochet, the costumes, the clothing, and little by little I was going to changing different medium. So when I start with the sculptures, I just make sculptures in that period of time. Sometimes I make watercolors, but just the sculptures. And one day I said, I want to go back to the painting, and I start doing paintings. I took the sculptures to the paintings, and I started doing paintings about the sculptures. But little by little, with changing, I start with the abstract. So I love to do that. I love to take my canvas, start doing throwing a line, and make all those forms and spaces, that I eventually cover with colors and. It's a trip.
It's a trip. So how's that creative process before that trip? Do you have anything that you do before you sit down in front of your canvas or start working in a specific sculpture? Do you follow a process?
Yes, I am very meticulous, and I plan all my pieces. Even that I said that I do that first on paper, because probably it's the background that I have some years in architecture and also fashion design. Before making a dress, you have to you have to plan the, you know, the design and the choose the fabrics and the colors and everything. So I think that I took that part to my art. So before you see anything in my walls, in my pedestals, you can see it in my sketchbook. Even the colors, everything. I plan everything.
Do you have a little bit of Denisse in everything you do?
I think so.
What's from Denisse in every painting you make, in every sculpture you create?
I think that the color, that I am very happy person, and I think that I share that with the people in my art. I think so.
Taking into consideration that you are a very happy person, how important is happiness for you, and how do you celebrate life through happiness?
Oh my God, it's super important because it's a state of take me to a state of peace, of stability. When I feel happy, I think that everybody has that feeling, but I need to be organized and happy, because that makes me. There are people that makes art when they are sad or something. I do the same when I can make my art when I am sad, depressed, happy, whatever feeling. But as soon as I start doing my art, I change. It's like I don't know. It's something very special that I feel. I said to my husband all the time that when I do art, it's like to being in that state of mind of ecstasy. I don't know. It's a pleasure, because I really, really love what I do.
Besides loving what you do, we were talking about before we went live about passion. How important is passion for Denisse as an artist and also as a woman, as a wife, as a mother? How important is passion for you?
Well, I am very dedicated, and I am very, I don't know if this is the word, homey.
Yes.
And I, in all that I do, I demonstrate that when I am with my nephews, with my husband, in my house, I love to cook. So I express my love for my family with that. And for example, with my art, it's an expression of my love and passion that I feel when I do that, and what I feel in my emotions, my feelings. So if I can make people feel that, it's for me a satisfaction, so it's very important.
How important has family been in all the beautiful things that you have done since you got here in Orlando and your life back in Puerto Rico and for the last 20 years? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, family is so important. As a Latin person, I think that we have some special bond with our families, with each member of our family. I come from a big family. We are one brother and 6 sisters.
Wow.
So we have all kind of personality. Each one of my sisters and my father and my mother has given me an influence of their personalities and their love for me. So it's so important. Yeah.
Now, Denisse, going back to your opportunities in Orlando, you have been receiving awards since you came here. Mm-hmm. Can you talk to us about those awards and everything that you have done?
Well, I have received first place in sculpture in Crialde, where I study. First of all, I received a second place with one of my sculptures. Was the first time that I participated. Then 2 first places, and I was so happy because when you make something that is your passion and everything, and you are rewarded for that, that it's the most important. That is the best. A couple of years ago, I participated in Women's in the Arts. It's a contest, and I received 2 awards. The 5th award, and because from 150 women, and the People's Choice Award.
Wow.
That was, that was very important award for me because that was the people choose that one.
Wow, that's amazing, Denisse. So what brought you to Favo? You've been here for 8 years. Can you tell us how you ended up having your own studio and gallery in this wonderful creative village?
I came here just for curiosity. One day, as everybody comes to see what's going on here, and I met Will, and I start talking with him. I show him my work, and that was a Friday. In that period of time, it was just Friday. And Sunday he was calling me to come to participate here to have a studio, and I was like, oh my God, I want to try. So I start here. I start just showing my sculptures. I was not prepared, my studio was not prepared, but little by little I start asking Will, can I paint it? Can I change the floor? Can I put lights? Can I do this and that? And bring in more art. For me, Favo is an oasis, it's a very good place to come and meet more artists, more people, and it's a place to have other opportunities. The opportunities comes to me sometimes, and that it's very important, and I am very grateful with Will to do that for me, and for all the support that he gave to all the artists, and he's always working and trying to bring new opportunities to us. So I am very grateful, and I am very happy to be here, and this is my house, and the community here is my family.
It's beautiful to have a community that you can look up to, and being part of something as beautiful as this is. And all of you are actually connected by art, which is amazing. Yeah. So now, Denisse, before we leave, I want you to tell our audience a message. If you were able to have a microphone in your hand, what can you tell them?
Wow. Well, what works with me, that don't give up, is even that sounds like a cliche. It's true. Sometimes you find in life you have different situations, you meet different people that sometimes don't give you a positive vibe. So don't take this too serious. Just be yourself, believe in yourself, and go forward. That works for me, and that works for everybody.
Thank you, Denisse. Thank you very much for that beautiful message. Now, Denisse, can you tell us where can people follow you? Do you have an Instagram handle, a Facebook page, any website where they can check the beautiful art pieces that you create?
Thank you. Yes, in all social medias you can find me as Denisse Berlingeri Art. Denisse with double S and E at the end.
Perfect. So Denisse Berlingeri Art with double S. Thank you, Denisse, for being part of our story.
Thank you for this initiative, for coming to Favo and make this happening with us, and to be interested in our art, and to bring your window of your audience to us.
It's a pleasure. I'm so honored to be able to tell the stories of beautiful people as you. Everybody has a story, and you all deserve a platform to tell that story.
Thank you, and I have something special for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
This is a little something for you to bring
you
to your house and have a piece of me.
Thank you. Can I open it and show it to the camera?
Sure.
Thank you. This means a lot to me, and I am very sentimental, and I really appreciate this. Wow. Look at this beautiful masterpiece. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
This is going to go to a very special place at home, and I will remember and treasure this moment I had with you every day. Thank you.
That's
I
my
appreciate
purpose.
that.
Thank you so much.
And for those of you our audience, thank you very much for tuning in another episode of Artistic Spot. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at RJJ Design, Facebook JJ Arts and Design, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel Artistic Spot. And don't forget to tune us back in next week in Artistic Spot, where you are also the artist.